Good morning and welcome to New Day on Signature TV, which is of course your very favorite weekend show. I'm Chigi Chiagor. I'm coming to you live from Enugu studios of Signature TV, where we promise to bring you quality content to keep you entertained and of course informed. Don't forget that we are online 247 on YouTube, Facebook at Signature TV Official, where you can draw conversation from, and we are also live 247 as well on SLTV Channel 265. You can of course download the Signature TV app from Google Play Store, where you can get notifications each time a new program drops. Well, don't go anywhere. New Day continues after now with newspaper headlines and review. Stay with us. And if you're just joining us, this is New Day on Signature TV. Welcome to our newspaper headlines and review. First up, Saturday Punch. Benin University's Nigerian police in NYSC fraud with riders. Blacklisted Benin Republic school smuggles. I'll take that again. Blacklisted Benin Republic school smuggling graduates into NYSC. We paid 400,000 naira for Nigerian HND certificates coming from Benin graduates. It is not possible, says NYSC Education Ministry, as MBTE demands proof. Mbah's planned APC defection tears Enugu PDP apart. Still on politics, certificate scandal, how President Tinubu ordered ex-minister's resignation. And on entertainment, being vulnerable won me Big Brother Niger, coming from a Big Brother Niger housemate rather. Why my father started school for traditional worshippers, according to coordinator. Inside the daily struggles of citizens drowning in poverty. Still on Saturday Punch, 4 soldiers killed as terrorists hit Borno base with grenades. Next up, The Guardian Weekend. Above the mast, on interview, page 10, why Must Win prioritizes education, healthcare, empowerment of the poor. Coming from Siam Bade. On Up and Doing, page 32, my husband's grooming to become a business tycoon is bearing fruit. Shade Okoya. Below The Guardian Weekend mast, International Day of the Girl Child. Mixed grill of barriers, leaps, shapes, lives as Nigerians tender angels. Still on politics, Enugu Governor, Assembly members, councillors set to defect to APC on Tuesday on page 2. On Osun debacle, council funds intact with us, UBA tells court on page 2, which rider court to rule on applications today. My pardon signifies new beginning, reconciliation with destiny, says Lawan, page 3. NSCIA cautions CAN over alleged false reports on Christian killings, page 35. Communications Minister, OpenAI's Africa lead, orders to headline Unilag's International Week, page 35. DG DSS Ajayi and the Power of Attitude on Inside Stuff, back page. Over to The Nation. Above the mast, court documents, Amupiton, not part of 2023 presidential election dispute on page 5, with rider new INEC chair, not member of Tinubu's legal team, coming from Ogala. And on entertainment, Kalu Ikago, how kissing scene with Iniedo made me sweat, page 54. Below the nation sound today, PDP crashes in Enugu as Mbah others join APC Tuesday, page 4. Riders, governor, lawmakers, party executive exit party en masse. PDP kicks says governors being intimidated, coerced to defect. Put your house in order. We are not architect of your woes, coming from APC. Tough times for consumers as ATM fraudsters prowl banks, page 11. With rider, online transfers take shine off ATM transactions. In other news, how Christopher Kolade touched our lives by associates and mentees, page 23. No policy change on cost of collection of revenue agencies coming from federal government. And on Oshun, why IGP sealed Amotekun's base over killings, extortion of residents, page 2. And finally, on the nation, 4 killed as Boko Haram attacks military base in Borno. Over to Saturday Vanguard. Mbah Diri to join APC. Riders, 3 reasons Mbah is leaving PDP. Lawmakers, councillors move with him, on page 4. How Benin Palace shut down Iyaloja politics in Edo markets, page 15. Below the Saturday Vanguard mast, suicide, Nigeria under watch, page 9. With riders, experts say stigma, poverty, punitive laws, rising drug use, deepening the mental health crisis. Criminalization of attempted suicide under section 327 of Criminal Code promotes silent epidemic. Ogun records over 10,000 mental patients in 6 months, page 12. Terror in Kwara, APC chieftain laments military not taking orders from NSA and wants Tinubu to intervene. And finally, Trump loses Nobel Peace Prize to Venezuela's Maria Machado. And that's the much you can take on our newspaper headlines. We move over to our newspaper reviews, and our in-house analyst is here on the ground to do justice to that. He is none other but Chris the Oracle Maduka. Good morning, Chris. Thank you for joining us again. As usual, always here prompt to do justice to our newspaper review. I see you smiling again.
Thank you, Shiki. Thank you, the world. Thank you for everybody who has always made our time to join us in the morning part of our show to review Nigerian newspapers. I've been introduced, and I'm glad to be here again. We thank God for His mercy.
All right.
Let's take it from the punchy punch.
Okay.
That's where we're starting. And they say charity begins at home. Let's look at the news that touched our home. Mbah planned APC defection tears Enugu PDP apart. Governor Mbah's planned APC defection tears Enugu PDP apart. Well, I think now that the rumor has started gathering moss and having some tangibility attached to it, it's not coming to PDP. That's why I'm surprised at politicians. Governor Mbah is the leader of APC, as it were. It is a party where if you even invite a member to discuss, he will say, let me talk to the governor before I get permission. So Governor Mbah has a way of having a control. So over time they know. And like my people say, if you are rearing a goat, you must learn how your goat breathes.
Yeah.
Whenever it breathes, yeah, that's my goat. So by now, Governor Peter Mbah's planned defection to APC should not tear PDP apart, because they are not, if they say tear apart, it brings in lies that politicians tell. Because the thing was planned. And the Igbo says, you know, as allo mmadụ tụkata wee jekwa ụdọ. One day, if you find somebody, a full-grown man, you find the person committing suicide. The thought of that was not done in one day. Governor Peter Mbah, his structure, planned their defection. Is not tearing nothing apart because Mbah is PDP in Enugu, and the way he's moving, he moves with PDP. I don't know what is there. So that somebody will come and bring sensationalism. Nobody is torn apart. In fact, they were carried along. So let wish them good luck, because from the point they are operating, the view must be clearer to Governor Peter Mbah for him to take such decision, and is taking a structure of a party that has ruled the state since I knew anything about Enugu State, or since there was inception of PDP. They've been in control of Enugu State. For Enugu State, just like I shouted when Delta did, to move, then something. Now it means, like NTA used to have a tagline they call 90 million Nigerians cannot be wrong. And they got it from that saying when he say 90 million flies cannot be wrong, so you can eat what they eat. So when all the parties are moving towards defections, and I predicted it here. I said it's a matter of time. And the newspaper said that Diri and Mbah perfected, so 2 down, how many to go? We have Delta, we have Akwa Ibom, now we have Enugu, we have Bayelsa. Then we keep counting, and this is just the midterm of Tinubu and APC, and almost all the governors have turned their radar towards APC. So your guess is as good as mine, but I know there must be a reason, because for all the governors to be pointing towards something must be wrong, either by hook or crook. If it's not by intimidation, it will be by coercion or total, there's a conception that they've been they have been all been converted willingly to join APC. Submission. But I'm saying that I don't see one party system working out for that. Let me say it again as prediction, because I did, and it's working out. I am not claiming anything. I am not one of those. There's this reverend man, a pastor, that's of Southwest descent, that's in every political movie he will make predictions and fill a book. Now at a point you find out some of his predictions. I'm not going towards that. I'm saying as an analyst, looking at the newspaper headlines since the last 18 months, sitting on this seat, one party system is not good and will not be good for Nigeria. But you can only say what you want to say. That's the beauty of democracy. The majority have their say, the minority have their say, but the majority will have their way. So let's go. Benin Varsities, that's the Benin Varsities. Nigerian police in NYC fraud start from the head down to the top. So I have said it before, when we are talking about the house cannot fall down and the roof still stands. If there is corruption and fraud in Nigeria, it touches every aspect of our lives. Sure. That even the primary school children have learned how to commit fraud. A city minister was accused of certificate fraud, and he was just sacked. And he passed through a vetting system. He passed through Senate and took vow. He passed through DSS, took vow. He passed through all passables for you to be a minister in Nigeria. It's not a mere appointment. That will tell you Nigeria is fraud itself. If such stages of fraud check, somebody can pass it and you suddenly realize because of politics, then somebody is not saying the truth. Now you come to schools. Republic of Benin, varsities, Nigerian polytechnics are in NYC fraud, and somebody is saying it's not true. Watch out. Because they've come out, even at times, if there's still kind of thing come out, if those people who are guilty will just close their mouth and begin to go on the launder image. But this will have come out, watch out the next 3 days. You will see how Nigerians, I trust them, we expose them. NYC, because of this present fraud thing they pointed at them, is overrated. When I start calling about institutions in Nigeria, they're overrated. I've mentioned WAEC, I've mentioned JAM. Now, that snake that beat WAEC and JAM has a detail has touched NYC. So what is left? Everything, Nigerians thrive in fraud, certificate fraud, money fraud, Yahoo fraud, deception fraud, insecurity fraud. Everything is under fraud, and the world is watching. That's why we come, they look at you, bring a green passport anywhere, look at you as a pig. The system supports fraud, and the same system supports fraud. We turn around depending on whose fraud they want to. They do selective vetting of fraud, and who to punish for fraud. Selective. Everything about Nigeria is selective. So the world has given up on Nigeria. So Nigeria at 65, I salute you. I hail Nigeria. Good luck in frauding. That even some small countries have noticed Nigeria is a place where everything goes. Somebody paid 400,000 to obtain Nigerian HND. Imagine how cheap. How cheap Nigerian HND has come. But then, that is it. The man who loves to play with the chicken and roasts will always have a banner rubbed over his body. Nigeria is that country that has messed its pride and position in Africa up. Republic of Benin. People will walk across, pick NYC, pick polytechnic certificate and go back with 400,000. And Nigeria Naira being what it is. So imagine, when you do the conversion, what Benin, France will change to get certificate HND, a 6-year course of sweat and payment, where some Nigerians devoted time to go through. Somebody walk across the border, pick it and go back, and they will parading it anywhere. That's it. The goat that lies on the ground is lying on his skin. Good luck to Nigeria. Let frauders say, we have to commit fraud until all of us come out and say, we are tired of fraud. Because fraud is moving. If fraud does not consume Nigeria, Nigeria will consume fraud. Today is International Day of Girl Child. And on the Guardian newspaper, we have mixed grill of barrier, lips, shapes, lives of Nigeria tender angels. Do Nigerians have tender angels? Do they recognize them? Do they give them chance? Do Nigerians have opportunity for Nigerian child? Are they not the ones? Which newspaper headline have we reviewed in the last 2 years on this seat that they won't have number of women raped? If it's not those ones who are raped in IDP camps, it's the ones who are raped by bandits and terrorists. It's the one who are raped by 75-year-old children. A 75-year-old man, Nigerian man, will rape a 3-month baby girl. You know, somebody said, when we talked about issue of girl child, that the Nigerians need to go and apologize to Sodom and Gomorrah. For what God did to Sodom and Gomorrah. Nigerians need to, in fact, God need to go back and say, I'm sorry. I never knew we have They say Sodom and Gomorrah. No, so when you find out what it is, Sodom, Gomorrah, and Nigeria. Or did Nigeria come first before Sodom and Gomorrah? Things are happening. These are issues we are talking about. But because I said everything about Nigeria is selective, the people who will take care, we have CSOs, civil society organizations, NGOs, some of them non-government individuals, collecting grants, talking about gender. If it's not gender streamlining, it's gender equity. If it's not gender equity, it's gender equality. Mere tokenism, things that do not reach the heart. They will just collect money and chop, and girl child in the streets are dying of hunger, suppression, rape. And we hope that anybody who build a house and destroy, any nation who do not value the generation or those sects, those vulnerable groups, the groups that will bear their next generation and dealing with them, treating them anyhow. What do you think that generation will be? They are going into extinction. So the position of girl child is being reminded as to what marks that day today. Nigeria signed pact, if not anything, of right of children. Where is it? Who is implementing? Who is enforcing? Who is doing what? Mere tokenism, talking, and no action. But there is always an open wound that whatever we world is celebrating, the Nigeria will bring to bear to remind us. It's an open wound. Like Usman Danfodio said, conscience is an open wound. That if Nigerians still have conscience, because Danfodio said that in 1840-something when there were conscience in people. We don't think there's anybody moving around in this place called Nigeria that have conscience. If there are, those ones may have conscience, but they don't have power to exercise or make their conscience come to bear. So what do? We move on. Somebody, NSCIA, I suppose it has to do with security, cautions CAN over alleged false report on Christian killings. Because I am a Christian, and because I've been in Nigeria since the issue of banditry and terror started, and because I've read reports of Amnesty International, and I've read reports of Inter-Society, and I've read some other reports, and I've seen actions. There's no need the warning can. What NSIA should do is to make sure that what happened in recent past do not repeat itself. Nobody beats a child and says he should not cry. The Christian Association of Nigeria are crying, and they will not see that association as people who cry foul. For the God they worship and the Bible they carry and they, prescribe, it says, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Nigerians know the truth. If they don't want truth to set them free, let them go round and round defending whether Christians are killed in Nigeria. People are killed in Nigeria. Muslims are killed. Traditional African religion people are killed. Christians are killed. Atheists are killed. I don't know who else. Whether the ghost Nigerians are killed, because in everything in Nigeria we have ghost section. But I was told that Ebonyi Bikona Awachi, you have to defend your own. Out of all these killings going on in Nigeria, Christian Association of Nigeria said their members who are Christians are being killed. Somebody is arguing it. I don't know what kind of country is this. And they have evidences of over 1,900 churches since this terror started has been burnt down, and each burning people will die. And if you do not remember anything, you remembered your war. Full cathedral in full. People went there shooting point blank at people, set the place ablaze, and it was Holocaust. And when you talk to somebody, you forget. The person you talk to will remember. The killings that were happening in Nigeria against all Nigerians, whether they are Christians or Muslims or traditional religion or atheists, touches everybody. So if you go back, you defend yours. If the Muslim group feel that they are killed, let them speak. Because you speak, you die. If you don't speak, you will die. So when you are dying, and you still keep quiet, or somebody want to suppress you and want to sound political correct, it is wickedness, insensitivity, and they will not take Nigeria far. Probably they want people to keep quiet. But it's not that, it's not even Khan that is pushing that Christians are being killed. It was a senator in the USA who felt after amassing all the reports available, he said Christians are not safe in Nigeria. And for Christopher Kolade, who just passed on, if having passed through this constituency of being a broadcaster, what they call a veteran, thorough, refined, when you hear him speak, and even at his old age, he was active till death. May God bless his soul, and may the angels of heaven sing you to sleep, Kolade.
Amen.
Because we have lost another from this our constituency, and nobody might want to celebrate or make so much noise, but Kolade passed through Nigeria, across, touch lives, and of course, like the Bible, the Christian Anglican hymn says, by their works we shall be remembered. By our works we shall be. So Kolade shall be remembered by his works, and God bless your soul.
Amen. Amen.
But they say suicide watch, Nigeria under watch. Okay, the time is up. But that's it. But on Vanguard, that's major headlines. Suicide watch. Who is watching Nigeria for not committing suicide in hardship and hunger? Is it the people that caused it, or is it from the international community that's aiding Nigeria to go into oblivion, that's watching us from, so that they will report? After reporting our poverty rate, they will still borrow us money and borrow our leaders' money. After all, so who is watching who? If anybody want to commit suicide, they will still commit suicide, because when the pressure is so much, nobody are they broshikobu. When people, my mother said, when something is too much on the tree, when the fruits, you find it on the ground everywhere. That is Nigerian life. And when Nigeria, one of the people rated as the most happy people on earth, resilient, friendly, have turned to be watched on suicide. I will tell you something. God bless you for having part of this analysis this morning. God bless you, Chiki.
God bless you, Chris.
God bless you. Keep being beautiful all the time. And remember that we say God blessing, God blessing, God blessing. My tagline is, I remember, God's blessing is for those who deserve.
Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you for your time, and thank you for staying with us. Don't go anywhere. New Day continues after now.